born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. My grandfather was with Motown. So if you go to the Hinsfield USA, the museum, you'll see his picture on the wall. He was with a group called the Monitors, right? He traveled with Berry Gordy. So that's where I get the Motown, the R&B soul side of myself. My mother is a gospel singer. Her name is Lisa Page Brooks. So fast forward, here I am about 10, 11 years old. I was molested by my uncle. And two family friends of my father. Then I was also molested by a babysitter, and she was a woman. So here I am, not knowing who I am, having an identity crisis. Do I like men? Do I like women? My parents are pastors. My mother's traveling the world singing. They live in $1 million homes. I find myself addicted to ecstasies. They call them mollies now, but we was doing ecstasies back then. Addicted to ecstasy pills and addicted to cocaine, living in abandoned buildings. Everybody always had high hopes for me. They always said that I was going to be successful. I was voted most likely to succeed in high school. I was over the student council. I used to sing the national anthems at the games and then run in the locker room and change and suit up so I could come out and play because I played basketball. I was over the gospel choir in my high school. A lot of people looked up to me. I was a role model to a lot of people. At our church, in our family, and at my school. And nobody knew about the molestation. So it was haunting me over and over because I was the only one that knew what had happened. And the reason why I didn't say anything at first was because my uncle was abusing my aunt, physically abusing her. Black eyes, breaking bones, all kind of stuff, and we saw this happening. So I was afraid to say something because I didn't want him to do that to me. So I held that for all those years. My 12th grade year of high school, I have a scholarship for basketball and a scholarship for concert choir. I was singing in different languages, winning awards for singing. My 12th grade year, I started skipping school. My English teacher came to my house. She told my mother, she said, Tasha's personality is amazing and she actually could be a journalist, but, there's only 180 days in school, right? Right? I had 98 absences in my first grade class. My mother was like, but I'm taking her to school every day. Right, you was taking me to school every day and I was walking right out that back door. Skipping school with the guy who got me hooked on pills. I ended up getting pregnant my 12th grade year. Destroyed both of my scholarships. That's why I'm a grandmother right now. My oldest son is 21 and he just had a baby. 39 years old, I'm a grandmother. I look amazing though, so I ain't I said all of that to say, for me, fast forward to 2013, been molested. I've been gang raped by 5 men. Because I saw a guy at a gas station one day and I left with him because he looked like he had money. I had a young child. I was 18 years old with a baby. I didn't have any other skills. All I could do was sing. I was singing at clubs and casinos, anywhere I could sing. I was singing at strip clubs. I was singing anywhere that I could get a microphone in my hand. And I saw this guy. He looked like he had some money. And because I had bought into the lies and bought into the deception of money, fast, drugs, all that whole lifestyle, I left with that man from that gas station. He put something in my liquor. The first time I opened my eyes, I was laying on the bed being gang raped by 5 men. This is when God became real to me. My mother used to always tell me God don't have no grandchildren. And I used to be like, Mom, what does that mean? She said, that means you can't always get to him through me. You have to know who he is for yourself. In that moment when I was laying on that bed, I didn't want them to kill me. I didn't know what they would do if I screamed. And that's why you can't judge people and say, well, why didn't you tell the police? Why didn't you run? Sometimes you freeze up. You don't know what to do. And so in that moment, I just began to think the name of Jesus over and over in my mind. And as I began to do that, it was like they saw something. They saw a ghost. They saw something in my face. They just start looking, they start getting scared, and they start running all around the room and grabbing their clothes and saying, we got to get her out of here, we got to get her out of here. That's how I got out of that room. I never even opened my mouth. 2013, I was in hair school. I had did a couple of plays here and there. You know, I did some stuff here and there, but music just wasn't popping for me. So I went to cosmetology school. All I could think about was music. All I could think about was music. And a family friend called me and said, I want to send you to go audition for Sunday Best. I flew to Houston, Texas to audition for Sunday Best at Bishop Ivy Hilliard's church. My number was 4,113. Yeah. Out of almost 5,000 people, they narrowed it down to the top 100. After the top 100, they had to narrow it down to the top 20. I was number 21. I was an alternate. But somebody couldn't pass a background check because they had a felony. So the last day that the list had to be turned into the network, my name got moved up to number 20. I'm showing you how God is working behind the scenes. That's how I made it on the list. Ended up winning the whole show. I didn't go into it thinking I was the best singer on the show. Because God had already revealed to me that I'm letting you win this show so you can travel the world and tell your story. It wasn't about music. Singing is just a tool for me to get in front of people. I know what my purpose is. It's to tell people that you can overcome anything that you could ever be faced with in your life. No matter what it is, molestation, rape, poverty, incarceration, no matter what, abandonment, rejection, you are equipped with the tools to be able to overcome anything that you could ever face in your life. I've never been to a rehab, but I'm celebrating 15 years clean of a cocaine addiction. I won Female Vocalist of the Year in the UK twice, won Stellar Awards. I've been able to do some amazing things and stand on some huge stages and sing in front of 20,000 people, 2,000 people, 20 people. It doesn't change. My energy is going to be the same every time because I know where I came from. And I believe the best thing that God ever gave me was a memory. Because I'm able to think back to what I used to be, who I used to be, and the mentality that I used to have. And that's what landed me on this stage tonight. I was at a football game with my youngest son, and Jennifer was there. What's up, Jennifer? What's up? And she had a table, and I walked over to her table. And I was like, I just want to see, I want to see what you got going on over here. She was beautiful. Her daughter was beautiful. I didn't know that was her daughter at the time. And I was just like, I introduced myself. She was like, I know who you are. And then we started talking. And then she told me about Mr. Lloyd. And immediately I said, I need to meet him. This is before I even tried any products. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not all about the products. There is something called the wealth of connection. And when you're connected to the right people, success is inevitable. He took time out of his schedule to fly to Detroit to meet with me after having one conversation with me. That showed me humility. A lot of people wouldn't do that in his position. And when we talked, we clicked immediately. And I knew that God wanted me to be connected to him and to this company. And so with all the connections that I have, all the resources that I have, all the people that I know, I'm putting 100% behind Tyler. Oh. I believe in Mr. Lloyd. I haven't met his wife yet, but I know she's sweet. I keep hearing about her. I heard she ain't nothing to play with. I can't wait to meet her. And just coming in this room, feeling the energy and feeling the vibe, I know I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I have made a lot of people a lot of money. I want to make somebody that look like me some money. I'm honored to be here today, and to be on this stage, and to be connected to me. I walked in, I saw a couple of people I know. I said, "What's up, Jaylene?" We go back. We work together on a few projects, and just to be here is an honor. And I just thank God for this. And this, right now, you should feel very special and honored to be in this room. Because this will be the last year that this room, we will have to have this in a small room like this. And it's always a privilege to get involved in something in the beginning. Because everybody in this room is helping to build something major. There's nothing normal or mediocre about this, what we're a part of. This is huge. And so I don't know if some of you saw me walk out, but I went to the restroom because they had to help me pin up my dress because I've been taking the products. So I know that they work. I'm excited. Real quick before I take my seat, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate you. Can we clap our hands for him one more time? There is a song that I wrote a few years ago. Do you have the track? I don't know where the DJ is. Do you have the track ready? There's a song that I wrote, and it's called "Why Not Me." Do y'all mind if I sing it?